Alex thought it was just a normal evening. After a long day, he sat down on his couch, picked up his phone, and started scrolling. Just 5 minutes, he told himself. But something strange happened. 20 minutes later, Alex had already bought something online. Not because he needed it. Not because he couldn't live without it. And not because it was a great deal. He bought it because something in his mind had quietly changed without him noticing. And the scary part? This happens to almost everyone. Every single day. At first, it seems harmless. A video here. A post there. An influencer showing a new gadget. A creator talking about a product they love. An advertisement promising to improve your life. Alex wasn't interested. At least, not at first. But the more he scrolled, the more familiar the product became. It appeared again, and again, and again. Different people, different videos. The same message. Slowly, something shifted in his mind. The headphones he already owned started feeling old. Not because they stopped working. Not because they were broken. Nothing about the headphones had changed. Only his perception had. This is the first psychological trick. The human brain naturally assumes that things it sees repeatedly must be important. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect. The more often we see something, the more we tend to like it, even if we don't realize it. Alex thought he was making his own decision, but his brain was already being influenced. And then came the second trick. Social proof. When we see other people wanting something, our brain automatically assumes it must have value. If enough people like it, maybe I should too. If everyone is talking about it, maybe I'm missing out. Without realizing it, Alex began comparing himself to others. He looked at influencers, friends, strangers online, and a question quietly formed in his mind. What do they have that I don't? That question is powerful, because comparison creates desire, and desire creates emotional pressure. Soon, Alex wasn't thinking logically anymore. He wasn't asking whether he needed the product. He wasn't asking whether it would improve his life. He was thinking about how it would feel to own it, how exciting it would be, how satisfying it would be, how good it would feel when it finally arrived. At that moment, emotion became stronger than logic. And when emotion wins, the purchase is usually not far away. Alex didn't carefully plan the purchase. He didn't spend hours calculating. He didn't think about it for very long. One click. That's all it took. The order was placed. And immediately, he felt something. Excitement. Relief. Satisfaction. For a brief moment, it felt like he had improved his life. But what Alex didn't understand was this. The strongest feeling wasn't coming from owning the product. It was coming from anticipating it. The excitement existed before the product arrived. The purchase itself was rewarding, not necessarily the thing being purchased. A few days later, the package arrived. Alex opened it. He smiled. He used it. He enjoyed it. He even showed it to a few friends. For a while, it felt completely worth it. But then something happened. The excitement started fading, a little at a time, day after day, until eventually, the headphones became normal. And that's exactly what the brain does. It adapts. Something that once felt exciting becomes familiar. Something that once felt special becomes ordinary. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. No matter how exciting a purchase feels at first, the emotional boost usually doesn't last forever. The brain quickly adjusts. And once it adjusts, the search begins again. Soon, Alex was back on his phone, scrolling, watching, comparing, searching, looking for the next thing that might make him feel excited again. The cycle had quietly restarted. And that's the truth about many unnecessary purchases. People don't always buy things because they need them. Often, they buy things because they have been influenced into wanting them. Through repetition, through comparison, through social proof, through emotion, and through perfect timing. Companies understand this very well. They're not just selling products. They're selling possibilities. They're selling confidence. They're selling status. They're selling convenience. They're selling feelings. Because feelings are often more powerful than logic. But once you understand how this process works, something changes. You start noticing the moment your mind begins shifting. You start recognizing when desire is being created. You start questioning whether the purchase is solving a real problem or simply creating temporary excitement. And that awareness is powerful because the smartest consumers aren't the people who never spend money. They're the people who understand why they want to spend it. Understanding creates control. Control creates freedom. And freedom is worth far more than any unnecessary purchase.